Okay, so we are solving for x still, but now we don't have an equal sign in between. They're called inequalities because there's other signs going on. Equations have equal signs. Inequalities have the greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, okay? There is one rule when it comes to inequalities when solving. Has anyone dealt with inequalities before? Have we solved for x inequalities? Okay, do you remember that one rule with inequalities? What's like the only way to make the sign flip? But when? There's only one time, there's one thing that if it happens, it makes our sign flip. Do you know what it is? If you ever have to multiply or divide by a negative number, that's the only time your sign is going to flip, okay? If that does not happen, then your sign stays the same the entire time, okay? So if you multiply or divide by a negative number, oh my God, okay, this is when you will flip the inequality sign. Okay, so less than becomes greater than becomes less than. If it's equal to, like less than or equal to, it stays equal to, it just flips. Okay, so this guy would turn into that guy, vice versa. Or if it's already equal to, it would turn the other way. Okay, so if we multiply or divide by a negative number, that is the only time our sign is going to flip. Otherwise, it's going to stay the same no matter what. Okay. My goal is to work through the I'm going to work through the odds, as many odds as I can today. You're responsible for finishing the notes, so hopefully it's just doing the evens. And then we should get an answer to our riddle. So the riddle is, where did the granite go on Saturday night? Do you know what granite is? No. First off, granite, it's like a kind of rock, a kind of stone. Back in the day, it's what they put on the end of pencils. I think they do it now, don't they? They used to do lead. I think now it's a type of granite on the end of your pencils. So they don't do lead anymore. So what is it? Oh, graphite. Thank you. Graphite's in pencils. All right. So here we go. We're going to solve each one, and then we are going to fill it in. Here we go. So I am doing odds. We'll start with number 1. The back of your paper is blank. I would suggest showing work back there to give yourself more room. I'm going to do it on the side, but I'm also going to then erase it each time. Okay. So for you, I would do your work on the back. So our first one is x plus 12 is less than -4. So just like we did last week with getting x by itself, we're still trying to move things away. So that part's not changing. Solving for x, the way we do it is not changing. Just if we divide or multiply by a negative number, we have to just keep in mind to flip our sign. But the entire process is the same. So how am I going to get x by itself? We're going to subtract what? We're going to subtract 12. Is that multiplying or dividing a negative number? No, that's subtracting a number. So is my sign going to flip? No, it is not. It is going to stay less than. And what is -4 minus 12? -16. All right, is that one of our options? Yep, which one? It's not the first one. It is A. Yeah, right here, A. So wherever we see number 1, we're going to replace, let's see, number 1 is an A. So it's new stuff, but it's also all kind of reviewing how to solve for x at the same time. All right, number 3. We have x minus 6 is less than -7. Tell me what to do. This time we're going to add 6 over. Good. Is that multiplying or dividing by a negative number? No, it's not. So is my sign going to change? No, it's not. We have x. It is still less than. What is negative 7 plus 6? Negative 1. Good. All right, do we see that anywhere? Where do you see it? E. Whoop. So look for number 3. Where is it? 3 right here is going to be E. Okay. I would like you to please do number 5. Yes, you do number 5. It is going to be x plus 9 is less than negative 7. I mean, that's not right. Sorry, thank you. I was looking at the wrong one. 10. There we go. All right, what'd you get? L. Yeah, so we subtract 9 over. The sign does not flip. X is less than 1. That is L. So all of my 5s. Where's 5? There it is. L. Good. All right, ready to level up just a little bit? Too bad. It's happening. All right, so we have x minus negative 14 is going to be greater than or equal to 30. X minus negative 14 greater than equal to 30. All right, so tell me what you see. What does your brain want to do? Why does your brain want to add? Yeah, good. Good, we're subtracting a negative. So this is the same thing as saying x plus 14 is greater than or equal to 30. Good. So how are you going to solve it? Minus 14. Are you going to flip your sign? No, you are not. So we get x is greater than or equal to 16. Good. Where is that? Oh, the first one. So 7 is t. Good. Okay, number 9. Do you notice anything about 9 that might be different from what we were doing before? The sign's in front, right? See how the x is on the other side of the sign? Okay, that's also happening for 2 and 4. So I'm glad this is happening on 9 so we can do one together. 5 is greater than x minus negative 5. So the problem before just showed us that minus negative we're going to make it a plus, right? How do we get x by itself? We're still subtracting 5. Am I going to flip my sign? Did I divide or multiply by a negative number? No. So the sign's going to stay the same. What's on this side now? What is 5 minus 5? 0. Okay, I don't see this in my list. Okay, but there's L, but the sign is weird, right? Think about it. Look at my symbol right here. What is your alligator eating? Your alligator's eating the 0, right? So could I put X first and then just make sure my symbol still eats the 0? Yes. Okay, you can do that. Okay, so it's okay that X is on that side. If you want to put X first, just make sure your alligator is still eating what it was eating to begin with. So in this case, my alligator's eating 0. Flip it around. Make sure it still is. So we have x is less than 0. Now it matches L. So 9 is L. Like that. All right, one more before we get into the words. Number 11. How is 11 a little bit different? Yeah, we have two x's. So, Abraham, what are we going to do with them? Combine like terms. Yeah, so before we start moving things, here we go. 36 is less than or equal. We have 6x minus 5x minus 16. Okay, so when we combine like terms, what are you referring to? Yeah, good. The 6x and the negative 5x. What is 6 minus 5? 1. Okay, tell me what to do next. Plus 16. Am I going to change my sign? Nope. So 36 plus 16, I believe that is 52, is less than or equal to x. So I don't see that in my list. But yeah, if we put x first before the 52, we can do that. What does my alligator need to eat? It needs to eat the x. So make sure we keep that going. Now, does that match one of my answers? Yeah, it matches this t down here. So 11 is t. Good. Okay, so that's the first section. Very much, here's the equation, solve at the end. Okay. Now we're going to put some verbal descriptions in here. We have worked with this. More than, less than. We know to add or subtract on the end, right? If this says twice or 3 times a number or something like that, we know to multiply. So we've done it before, so it's not new. We got this. Don't freak out on me. Don't freak out. No freaking out allowed. All right, I'm going to get, since it's red and green day, I'm going to switch to our green. Okay, so we're doing odds. So number 13, a number x minus 5 is at least negative 4. Okay? A number x minus 5 is at least negative 4. Well, yeah, you got to set it up and then you got to solve it. So a number minus 5, let's start that. What does that look like? X minus 5, beautiful. X minus 5 is at least negative 4. So does that mean it's going to be bigger or smaller than negative 4? It's going to be bigger than negative 4, right? This has to be bigger than negative 4. Now, did it say it could be equal to negative 4? It did not specify that it could be. It didn't say negative 4 or bigger, right? It just says at least negative 4. Can it be equal to? That's a little tricky. I think it might be able to be equal to at least negative 4. I think it could be equal to that because it means it could be negative 4, right? Or bigger. Yeah, it can be equal to negative 4. If it said it had to be greater than negative 4, that would not be equal to. But to say at least negative 4 means you can be negative 4 or bigger. Okay. And we're going to find out, right? Because if our answer is not there, then we know we did it wrong. Tell me what to do. Add the 5. Do I flip my sign? Nope. So we have x greater than or equal to what number? 1. Is that on my list? Where is it? S. Oh, there you go. It has this set up. And it has the answer. Good. Yeah, so we did set it up the correct way, and we solved it the correct way. So it is going to be, oh, why am I checking it off? So 13 is going to be S. 13, there it is, S. Okay. Let's go down to 15. Yep, well, we're going to do it because we're better than that. Here we go. The number of minutes you can use on your prepaid cell phone is no more than 700 minutes. Okay? You have used 648 minutes. Write and solve an inequality that represents how many more minutes you can use on your cell phone. All right? So we can only use up to 700, right? We know that's the maximum. Whoop. 700. We have to use less than that, right, on my phone. Can you use 700 exactly? Yes. So whatever I use has to be less than or equal to 700. What have we already used? 648. So I need to add to that what I have left. Yeah, right now we're representing with X. So how do we get X by itself? Subtract 648. Are you going to flip your sign? No. So X has to be less than or equal to, I heard Abraham say it, 52. Good. Now question. So I see it in my option C, but what I wrote is different than what they have. So is what I did wrong? No. Why not? Why are you allowed to flip them? As long as alligator eating 52. And because with adding, does order matter with adding? No. What else does order not matter with? Multiplying. Okay, so adding and multiplying, if you have them backwards, you're okay. Now, if it's subtraction or division, order matters there. Okay? Right. It would be, yeah. So 15 is C. There it is. Okay. All right, so those are all the odds. You got plenty of time to complete this worksheet, probably even go over it together. Okay? So work through your evens. When you get it done, I'm going to stamp it and check it off in my on my clipboard, so I can go ahead and give you another 100 hopefully for today, right? Okay. Yes, please. Please do. All right, so work on that, and then I can give you a stamp.